Guru Sri Gita Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavansam Sri Rupam Chakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Shadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Radha Parthasarthi. Jaya Radha Parthasarthi, Radha Parthasarthi, Radhe Radha. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman,
Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman,
Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram
Lakshmana.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. गाइए गाइए सभी गाइए. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada,
Prabhupada,
Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesastunavade Pashatya Desatarine Nama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Salvero!
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Shri Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Vando mui sabadhana mate. Vando mui sabadhana mate. Jahar prasade bhai e bhavaturiya jai. Jahar prasade bhai e bhavaturiya jai. Krishna prapti hoye jahan hoite. Krishna prapti hoye jahan hoite. Guru mukha padma vakya chite te koriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya chite te koriya kya. Arona koriha mane asha. Aruna koriha mane asha. श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति। श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति। ये प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। ये प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकोशिता। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकोशिता। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशा जाते। वेद गाय जहाँ रचरिता। वेद गाय जहाँ रचरिता। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनारा बंधु। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनारा बंधु। लोके ना लोके रजीवाना। लोके ना लोके रजीवाना। आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया। आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया। हे बया घोषो त्रिभुवना। हे बया घोषो त्रिभुवना। जय प्रभुपदा 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 शील प्रभुपदा। प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय प्रभुपदा 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 शिल प्रभुपदा। प्रभुपा 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 प्रभुपा। कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय गौरा भक्त वृंदा जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल। नेता गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Hari bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaurango, 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 Nitai Gaurango. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaur Haribo. Jai Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Letai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Jai Om Vishubhag Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Stotra Shastri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Chanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitya Lila Prabhu Om Vishubhag Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Stotra Shastri Srimad Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रभु साक्षात वैराग्य मूर्ति श्रील गौर किशोरदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रभु सच्चिदानंद भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्य लीला प्रभु वैष्णव सार्वभौम जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ शिव जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षण गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। वृंदे देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। ब्रजमंडल वृंदावन धाम की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा। हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन है जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है। वे मेरी बंद आंखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों में वे मेरे प्रभु हैं। वे प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं। अविद्या का नाश करते हैं। उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, करुणा सिंधु, पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन है। हे गुरुदेव, हे प्रभुपाद, मुझ पर दया कीजिए। अपने शीश चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोगों में फैला हुआ है। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Go back. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bring my reading glasses from here. My bottle, water, here. And my glass. Okay, we need this for the demonstration. There is another glass. Yeah. throw this water out. I don't want that water to fall.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, yes. That makes a lot of noise, that thing. Can we switch it off? These guys. Come on! Namaste.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Gita Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gita Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gita Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gita Bol, Hare Bol. Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gauranitai ki jai. Go, Prabhupada. That was good fun. Where's the book of today? Huh? What? Where's the book of today? That book, the Bhagavatam? Is it in my room? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. What happened to the book? I don't think they will find it. It's in my book. Don't get it. Just give me the verse.
What's the here?
Too late now. Can somebody give me the verse on his notebook? What shall we do? What shall we do? You mean I have to? Yeah. Then? That's it?
11.
Evam tato vadunim saumyam andrim sa punas tatante sa raha sumadayo nakshatrai saha jyotis chakre samabhutyanti sa va nimnochanti. Let's go ahead because we are running out of time. From the residence of Yamaraj, the sun travels to Nimlochani, the residence of Varuna, from there to Vibhavadi, the residence of the moon god, and from there again to the residence of Indra. In a similar way, the moon, along with the other stars and planets, become visible in the celestial sphere and then sets and again become visible. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Nakshatranam aham shashi, of stars I'm the moon. This indicates that the moon is similar to the other stars. The Vedic literature informs us that within this universe there's only one sun which is moving. The Western theory that all the luminaries in the sky are different suns is not confirmed in Vedic literature, nor can we assume that these luminaries are the suns of other universes, for each universe is covered by various layers of material elements, and therefore, although the universes are clustered together, we cannot see from one universe to another. In other words, whatever we see is within this one universe. In each universe there's only one Lord Brahma, and there are other demigods on other planets, but there's only one sun. So, Amagyanti Vidandasya Gananjana Shlakaya Chakshurmitamina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamina Bhutale Svayam Rupakaramayam Dadati Swaparantikam. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Sri Vasudeva Bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So, these descriptions of the Srimad Bhagavatam are completely inconceivable to us, because within our envelope of understanding, there's no such a thing that we can understand the structure of the universe, actually, in depth. We can get some rudimentary understanding, but the real understanding is given in Vedic Shastra. Just like we discussed the other day, that Vrindavan, we know we can take a ticket, but then there's another Vrindavan, which is transcendental, and you cannot come to that realization simply by material understanding. Simply the universe, Prabhupada said, it is actually inconceivable how everything is done by Krishna. And so you can see in the verses that most of our acharyas obviously don't give a commentary on it. Prabhupada also comments very rarely on these verses, simply because there's nothing much to be said. You have to accept them as they are. So one time Srila Prabhupada enthused us to just do something practical, something more practical within our understanding. And so I would like to, today, take myself the liberty, instead of veering gradually to this subject, to bring another verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is this. I read the English. Because of his transcendental bliss, incessant tears flows from his eyes, his heart melted, and there was overwhelming shivering and standing on hairs on all of his body. Thus transformed in trance of devotional service, Dhruva Maharaj completely forgot his bodily existence, and thus he immediately became liberated from material bondage. That means he became Jiva Mukta, a liberated soul. Now, what is a liberated soul? We want to discuss this a little bit. And I would like to make a demonstration, because in the last verse of this Srimad Bhagavatam purport says, one can experience the distinction between the subtle and gross body even daily. Is this online? Okay. Only even daily. In a dream, one's gross body is lying on bed, while the subtle body carries the soul and the living energy to another atmosphere. But because the gross body has to be continued, the subtle body comes back and settles in the gross body. Therefore, one has to become free from the subtle body also. This freedom is known as Mukta Linga, and that is the situation Prahlad experiences, that he's free from the two different kinds of sariras, the gross body, which is Stula Sarira, and then there's a subtle body, which is Linga Sarira. Now, what happens when we dream? It looks like that. Wait. Let me choose another picture. 1 second. So, this is what happens. Watch it. You see, the gross body is lying in bed or whatever. The subtle body lifts up. Subtle body means mind, intelligence, false ego, and the self. To show you this, and then what happens, very important, let me just check this out here. You see there is some sort of a cord. You see this cord between the subtle body and the gross body. See this here? There's a cord there. And in Yoga Sutra it is more explained what it is. Not in our scriptures, Vaishnava scriptures. I talked with various personalities about it, like Bhanu Swami. But in Yoga Sutra it's more explained. So what it is, I want to show you here on my table. So, this is the gross body. Bhumya Apo Nalo Vayu Kam. It's a gross body. And all these elements serve living entities to move. Just like the earth is a medium for human beings, quadruples, snakes, everything that crawls uses the earth as a medium. If I suspend yourself like this, you cannot move. You need the earth. So the earth water. The water is a medium for fishes and ships. They cannot move without water. Earth, water, fire. Earth, water, fire. Fire is a medium for living beings who live in fire. Earth, water, fire, air, either. No. Air. Air is a medium for birds and planes and sound, actually. Sound travels through air. In space, in outer space, there is no sound. Absolutely no sound. Although in either, the element either is there, one should ask what is the element either for a medium, for radio waves. Magnetic radio waves, they travel through the ether. And you can receive, for example, how do you say, radiation coming from other stars with radioelectric means. Quasars, for example, give an enormous amount of radiation. So the radiation is traveling just like sound waves, which in the ultimate issue can be translated scientifically to light. It's actually a sort of light, travels. So you know that all these elements serve as mediums for living entities to travel. This is the earth, water, fire, air, ether, and it is called gross body, Stula Sharira. Now comes, where is the mind? This is the mind. Mind means thinking, feeling, willing. I feel good, I feel bad, I like it, I don't like it, all the emotions. It's the emotional center of human beings. It's the mind. Sometimes you are very happy, sometimes you are unhappy. Sometimes there was a song, Christian song, sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh yes, Lord, sometimes I'm really on the ground. That means that person is on the mental platform, right? And we all are sometimes. Can I ask you a question, honest question? Who feels sometimes less happy? Lift up your hand. You see, look around. Lift up the hands again. Look around. You're not alone. You're not alone when you feel sometimes unhappy. Everybody is. Because Matra Pasastu Kauntiya Shitoshna Sukadugada Agama Payanunidas Tam Stikrisasabhata. That's the mind. Intelligence. Intelligence means logic, reason, argument. That's all on the platform of intelligence. That whether you feel good or bad, 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. That's on the platform of intelligence. All intelligent operations are not affected at all by the emotions of the mind. Not at all. You see? That's mind intelligence. Wait. I need this cup. False ego. That is The agency is a reflection of the real ego, identification with intelligence and the mind and the gross body, false ego. I'm German, I'm American, I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim, I'm this and that. The whole world is practically speaking on this platform of false ego. And they don't go any further. Prabhupada said, as long as one's on this platform, one is actually an animal. It's an animal. He doesn't have proper understanding of his self. The self is completely different. It says, Bhumi aponalo vayu kamanubudevacha, then apareya mitasvam yam, prakriti midini jiva bhuta mahabaho, that's the soul. Beyond body, mind, intelligence, all these things is actually the soul. And that is you. The soul. You will never forget this. This is your real identity. That's a shadow identity. That's intelligence, mind. What happens when we dream? Watch it. There you go. There you travel. And you can go to places, Prabhupada said that. You can even go to the moon, Prabhupada said, with this subtle body. And I've personally vivid experiences of dream. Who in this room is flying at night? Lift up your hands. In dream. See, that's what happens. Now you know what's happening. The mind is traveling with intelligence and the false ego, and the soul is here. And Prabhupada said, can I see this? And you can read it. I just need to find it. It's not my idea. One can experience the distinction between the subtle and gross body even daily. In a dream, one's gross body is lying in bed. We saw that. While the subtle body carries the soul, the living entity, hold it, to another atmosphere. But because the gross body has to be continued, the subtle body comes back and settles in the present gross body. Therefore, one has to become free from subtle body. Also, this is called Mukta Link. What is this cord that connects the gross body to the subtle body? Huh? Attachment. You said attachment. That's a perfect answer. It's attachment. It's super subtle. Super subtle. Super subtle. It's attachment. No matter how drunk a person may be, he finds his house, he finds his door when he comes back early in the morning. Right? Everybody is attached to wife, children, house, etc. That's even if he travels in a dream, he has to come back to his house, which is the body. Right? He has to come back there as long as he lives. When this house, when the body deteriorates, due to disease, old age, and finally it is finished, the cord rips, and he settles into another body. This is a natural process of giving up attachment to the gross body because it is not any more functional, it is finished. Right? And what happens then, there's a verse here, very nice. Let me just find it in our scriptures. We had discussed this already, the hierarchy of elements, that the working senses are superior to matter. The working senses are the body. There are dead senses, there are dead elements, but there's also elements which can see, hear, touch, etc. They're also made of matter. But it says here, working senses are superior to dull matter. They're more subtle matter, like the eye can see, or the material can see the table, but the table cannot see the eye. It's very simple. You have to follow very carefully. Working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. We have this here. Intelligence is higher than the mind. And the soul is even higher than intelligence. Let us discuss this for a moment. Senses. Senses, with senses we perceive. We see things, we smell things, we taste things, we touch things, we hear things. What happens if, I need the spoon now. Okay. What happens when you come back at night late, but you have to go to the university early in the morning? So you understand in your intelligence that I have to get up very early, right? Then what happens, you come into the house, there's a smell in the house, the senses smell, and it directs you towards the fridge. You open the fridge, then you see the pizza. And the mind says, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. Senses also said, yes, come on, take some. Intelligence said, don't do that, because you have to go tomorrow to the university, you won't be able to sleep. Ah, come on, just a little bit. Just one piece, the senses say, just a little more. Intelligent mind says also, it tastes so good, come on, feels so good. Take some, Prithu. Intelligence says, all right, just a little bit. Right? And then you eat the whole pizza, the senses and the mind conquer the intelligence, and you wake up next morning, 10 o'clock too late to go to the university. You see? So it's very important to understand that the mind and the senses are always in cahoots. Always. Like brothers. They're always in cahoots. As soon as they see something, smell something, they want that. It doesn't matter what it is. The sense says, yes, 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 go for it. Mind says, yes, 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 I like it. And intelligence says, hopefully, don't do that. Don't do that. Only if we are able to control our mind and senses are we able to accomplish anything in the material world as much as in the spiritual world. Somebody wants to win the Olympics, right? He's running in the race course 20, 30 times. The body says, I'm tired of it. Come on, go home. Right? Body is painful. Mind says also, yes, I want to sit and watch some television, feel good. Come on, go home. Intelligence, don't do that. You want to win the Olympics. Right? Even when you go to the university, shall I just go in the lawns of the university, eat some ice cream and enjoy it, or shall I go and study? If you don't study, if you wouldn't have the intelligence to control your mind and senses, you will not pass your degrees. It's very simple. I make this demonstration for you, particularly that you understand that without control, a human being has to have control over his mind and his senses so that he can achieve something, that he ultimately can focus on Krishna, even chanting. Because as soon as we chant, our mind carries us away from one situation to the next. Facebook, then this, then that, this idea, that idea. It's a mind. The mind travels, the soul brings to one situation to another. So it's important to control the mind through the intelligence. Very important. Material life as much as spiritual life. Otherwise, you eat too much, or you sleep too much. Brahmananda told Prabhupada, I'm eating too much. And Prabhupada said, that is still good. He said, but better not to eat so much. It's better not. What Brahmananda told Prabhupada, I think I told that joke before, that my favorite verse is, in Bhagavad Gita, a yogi never eats too much and never too little. So he told me, I follow this verse by 50%. That means he never eats too little, right? So we need to control in spiritual life with our intelligence, the mind and the senses, because they always want something. They always lament for more sense gratification, mind gratification. That's how that works. So now what happens, you already indicated, I'm leaving this body because the body becomes uninhabitable. The cord rips, and I transfer to another body. Now what does Srimad Bhagavatam say to that? Excuse me, Bhagavad Gita. Let me read the last two verses. The working senses are superior to dull. Everything is summarized by Krishna in these two verses. Working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence still higher than mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than intelligence. Right? Then he says, thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, the gross body, mind, intelligence, Almighty Arjuna steadies the mind by deliberate intelligence. Focus on Krishna. You need intelligence for that. And thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust, that is in possession of the mind and the senses, particularly. Now we come to the other situation. What happens when we transfer to another body? First of all, yam yam vapi smaran bhavan tyadrati antikalivaram tam tami vaiti kaunti asadal bhavavabitaha. Wherever the mind is, the constitution of the mind at the time of death is vital, because you may go to Krishna if the mind is fixed on Krishna. Manasa deo geo yogi chamo, this Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, my mind, my house, whatever I have, I focus on Krishna. Or if you are not focused on Krishna, then you may enter a human body, ultimately you may become a buffalo in its next life. There's good chance. Not for devotees, but for ordinary people. When we went in Sweden, Prabhupada interrupted a morning walk, and he said, you hear this big dog barking. It was a big dog barking. And he said, yes. Prabhupada said, you know who lives here as a dog? Prime Minister Nehru. Prabhupada said in his next life, he heard from his godbrother, Sridhar Swami, who was in contact with one of the biggest astrologers of India. And he said in his next life, he took the body of a dog, and his name was still Nehru. Because Nehru is a very well-known name for dogs in Germany for shepherds, big dogs, they're called Nehru. So the man remained, and he went from that, what a career. What did he work for his whole life? That in his next life, he was downgraded to that situation. Now everything is on the internet, so I can say these things freely without becoming blacklisted in India. Right? But so that's what can happen. The living entity in the material world carries its different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aroma. Air is neutral, but when the air is carrying over a dung heap, pig's meat particularly, it smells very ungodly, horrible. If it's the same air goes over a beautiful field of roses, it's very pleasant. So the air takes these aromas. So in the same way, the mind carries certain conceptions. In this way, it takes one body again and quits another one. So the soma that one. Then, shrotam chakshu sparshanam cha, etc. Living entity thus takes another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, tongue, nose, senses of touch, which are all grouped about the mind. The mind creates this. He thus enjoys a particular sense objects. In other words, if a living entity adulterates his consciousness with the qualities of cats and dogs, in his next life he gets a cat or dog body and enjoys. Consciousness is originally pure like water, but when we mix water with certain color, it changes. Similarly, consciousness is pure, for the spirit soul is pure, but consciousness is changed according to association of material qualities. Real consciousness is Krishna consciousness. When one's situated in Krishna consciousness, he's in pure life. But if his consciousness is adulterated by some type of material mentality, in his next life he gets a corresponding body. He does not necessarily get a human body, he gets a body of a cat, dog, hog, etc. That's the situation. Then, next verse, Ukramantam sitam vapi punjanam va gunanvitam vimudanam pashyati pashyanti jnana chakshusha. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature, but one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. So unless the eyes are trained in knowledge, you cannot see that. The king sees through the spies, right? King sees only so much, but he has spies. They tell him. So the king, Chanakya Pandit says, the king sees through the spies. The cow sees through the nose. He knows that the best herb out of a big pile of grass she pulls out. And she comes to you, you stretch your hand out to a cow, she really sniffs your hand. She tries to understand you through the nose, not eyes, nose, you know. And cow sees through the nose. Human beings see through the mind and through the senses. And the sage sees through Shastra, Shastra Chakra. This is how he sees. So we see the whole universe through Shastra. Our eyes are not capable to perceive that. Not even our brain can conceive it. We see through scripture. This is intelligence. Not through the mind, senses, etc. And okay, here it's said. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body enjoys under the spell of nature, but those whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see. So this is Vedic knowledge that we see through our eyes. Let us continue here with the lecture. We talked about this rope. Let's go back to the rope. In the Bible also, in the Old Testament, they're saying, before the silver rope breaks, remember the Lord. It's very simple what they mean there. Silver cord. In Buddhist tantric scriptures, that cord is also mentioned as a silver cord. I need to bring it down. Silver cord. Then that breaks, he has to enter another body. Now, it is a gradual process to get rid of the gross body. In general, it is a gradual process. Dying is a gradual, not from one moment to another. What if somebody commits suicide? What happens? His attachment to the gross body is there, but that cord is interrupted from one moment to another. And he cannot go into another body. It's impossible. So he hovers on this platform, on the etherical platform. He has the same desires. He wants to eat, he wants to sleep, he wants to have sex, but he cannot satisfy this desire. That's why the Buddhists talk about the hungry ghost. That ghosts are hungry. And they try to enter into another human body. A body that is defunct, psychologically defunct, for example. Intoxicated, defunct, somebody who's mentally disturbed. They become the prime objects for those to enter into that body. And if he succeeds, then the psychologists speak of multiple personality disorder. There is more than one jiva in the body. There's another one, right? And in all scriptures, you call it the person is possessed by the devil. In the Bible, biblical scripture, he's not possessed by the devil. It's another living entity that lives in him. And it's a very unfortunate situation. And sometimes people call a tantric to get rid of that ghost in this body, right? They call it tantric. Or they use some sort of exorcism to get rid of the ghost in this body, right? So that's what happened. If somebody commits suicide, his body has absolutely sometimes no feeling anymore for the body. He's in his mind, suffering. And so he stands on the tower and he sings, "Let me jump." The intelligence said, "Don't do that." It goes back and forth. A person can stand on a tower for hours on end or on a bridge. And this is going on with the argument between the mind and the intelligence. You understand? You follow? That was going on. And so my father-in-law told me that one time he was driving through traffic in New York. The whole traffic stopped. Everybody got out of his car and They were looking up. There was a man on a skyscraper who was about to jump. So people were waiting that he would jump, patiently. So finally somebody screamed, "Jump!" Hundreds and hundreds of people screamed together, "Jump! Jump! Jump!" He jumped. And he jumped. It's a miracle. Everything is like in a movie. People started clapping. They went home. I saw a man jumping from a tower. Right? Only in America. There are certain things only in India, which are also mostly good. There are certain things only in America. And so he jumped because he had not enough intelligence. His intelligence was not strong enough to make up his mind. See, you make up your mind. How do you do this? With the help of the intelligence. Right? You get the picture? That's what happens, that when somebody leaves his body from one moment to another, even by accident. I mean, one time we drove in a car, children in general. When I was a child, I could see ghosts, a lot of ghosts. My sons also. I remember we went from Vrindavan to Jaipur in a car, and all of a sudden the kids in the back screamed, "Daddy, you see all these ghosts there?" I said, "I don't see anything. Watch, I don't see anything." And then we drove around the corner, there was a bus burning. And there were hundreds, or not hundreds, there were so many ghosts. And there were even Rakshasas. They said, "Their man is horned on the sea," you know. So this is a subtle work. Ghosts are a reality. When Prabhupada came to Bhaktivedanta Mela, he said to the devotees, "This place is full of ghosts. We have to free this place." And so he said, "Let's start a Kirtan party." It was a Kirtan party. Some people were throwing water, Ganges water, some people had incense, some people were conscious, and Prabhupada went into, open this locker, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, open that one, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Prabhupada went, every locker had to be opened, Prabhupada stick the stone in there, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. And then after 2 hours, when they came back, Prabhupada said, "The place is completely free from ghosts." This is what happened, this is what a ghost is. And therefore, if you do have an accident, in fact, we did this for John Lennon. John Lennon was shot, but he did a lot of service for Prabhupada. So by the logic, you become a ghost if you leave the body like this. And we know that it is true because he communicated as a ghost. I don't want to go into this matter. But so we actually performed the Pinda in Vrindavan. Bhakti True Swami was leading the Pinda. And he instructed me that you have to offer some Mahaprasadam. Some Mahaprasadam, you call, light a candle, put the picture there, light a candle and call the ghost, take this prasadam. Then he is actually able to take a human form of life. This is a Pinda. This is my understanding from Bhakti Sri Swami. He said it's done in our family as well. Somebody leaves his body all of a sudden, just to make sure that he doesn't have to hover on this platform. So we heard now what happened when we dream. We heard what happens when we change the body from the human body, maybe in the body of hopefully not in the body of a buffalo. And we heard what happens if somebody is killed all of a sudden. The cord is broken. He's still attached, but he cannot find a body, so he tries to enter somebody else's body. Final question. We come to the end of the lecture. What happens when somebody goes back to Godhead? What happens? And I will explain it to you, just very graphically. Stand up. Who's this told you, right? This is, for one moment, this is God. When the soul goes back to the spiritual sky, first he leaves the gross body, then he leaves the mind, then he leaves the intelligence, then he leaves Then he leaves the false ego behind, and then he endeavors. Man proposes, God disposes. We have to do our best, and then Krishna will do the rest. See, without him catching, it will go down again. You see, we do our best, and Krishna, he does the rest. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Go, Premananda, Hare. Do you have any questions? It is pretty clear, the whole thing, right? The nice thing about this, you can explain this to anybody. You can
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a nice explanation, very practical and practical PowerPoint. Without power, but there's nice explanation, demonstration. Prabhuji, you talked about the subtle body, which comprises of mind, intelligence and ego. So does the subtle body also has a subtle form with subtle senses, just like the gross body?
I need somebody to...
Subtle body has also thought, like the gross body.
Yes, yes.
The subtle body also has subtle senses, like the gross body. Does the subtle body also have the subtle senses?
No, it has the shape is of a human being. It's like the shape. If he's a human being, his subtle body is like a human being. We saw this on these pictures, you know. What lifts up was a human being hovering, you know. I mean, I have gone, I give you a very drastic example. We bought this island for Krishna, in Ireland. And we had to buy it incognito, because we knew exactly if we come out as Hare Krishna is buying, he wouldn't tell it. So we had to go through a lawyer. But I could see the island. I went there as an interested person. He did not know that I was a buyer. So I was so obsessed before that to visit that place, although the lawyer said don't visit, so I went in a subtle body, in my dream, because I was so obsessed by the idea to buy that. So it's in my mind and in my dream. And so I went there and I saw, here's the living room, there's a sitting corner, there's a piano there, there's an open fire there. There is the other room where people sit and dine. There's another room where people gather in the evening sitting in front of what's it called? Kind of a living room. Here's a kitchen, here's this, here's that. I went through the whole house. Upstairs, this is the main room, the master bedroom, this, that, all the way. So I woke up and I made a drawing of the first floor and the second floor. And I showed it to the devotees. And when we came, the piano was there, sitting place was there, open chimney was there, dining room was there, everything was in place, exactly as I saw it in my dream. This is a simple example of subtle body travel, astral travel. A simple example. What happens? Yogi can do this willfully. He has, in his power, he can just get out of the body. We can't do this. Our dreaming is mostly not correct, except in this case, it was very correct. Right? Any other question? Is it okay? Did you enjoy that? You see, what you can do with this, that's why I took such a liberty to do this. This is a very important way. Can I have the banana for a moment? It's a very simple way. Like you may have friends in the universities who don't believe in Krishna. And you can't really talk to them about Krishna. And then you ask them, what happens when you dream? Well, I don't know. So I can show you. Here's your gross body, here's your mind, here's intelligence, here's your false ego, here's you. And you explain to him what happens when you change your body, what happens when you dream, all these things, and people become very interested that you have higher knowledge. And from there, it is a bridge to preaching Krishna consciousness. It's a very good preaching tool to preach. You can explain to your mother. She says, why are you doing this? Why are you living in a temple? She says, Mother, give me some place. I'm going to show you something. Very simple demonstration. Namely, that I don't want to get into another body. I want to go back to the spiritual world, leave my gross body, mind, intelligence, false ego behind, and go back to Godhead. You see? It's a very simple and graphical and very powerful demonstrations you can do everywhere and under all circumstances. Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Guruji. This gross body, the plate, is again merged into the material world only, this soil and everything. What happens to the mind, ego and intelligence after the soul goes back to Godhead?
It's subtle dissolves into the subtle atmosphere, mind goes into mind, there's an element mind, mind intelligence also merges into whatever is there in the universe, you know. Earth to earth, mind to mind, senses to senses, etc. From earth, that's why we say from earth to earth. The body deteriorates, the mind dissolves, you know. There's no meaning to it. It doesn't survive, you know. It accompanies you into the next body, yes. As long as you go from body to body, yes. But if you go in the spiritual world, it dissolves. All the gross body, subtle body dissolves into the universe.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is like Prabhupada says that the sleeping state is also like temporary death. The sleeping is like temporary death. Like you said that this during dreaming, the subtle body along with the soul moves around, goes somewhere else. So what is that which is keeping that gross body alive still? If soul is also going along with subtle body.
Because the gross body is still connected with the soul via the subtle body. You see, when that connection breaks, the body dies. It's still connected. This subtle body and the soul is still connected via that cord. You see, there's something going on. We don't know exactly, because in Vaishnava scriptures it is not explained. I asked different people, you know, of knowledge, like Gopi Paranadana. He said, we don't have information of that. He said he has heard about it again and again. Anthroposophical society is very strong on this cord, on the silver cord. Tibetan Buddhism also, they're very strong on that silver cord, you know, that there's a connection there to the body. And when that breaks, it identifies with the next body, you know. So that's the only thing how I can, as far as I can understand it. You know, I've not seen anything further than that. After asking everybody in our movement who's kind of a scholar, in Vaishnava scriptures, in Yoga Tantra, it's explained. You know, so.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
But you understand, there's still connection there. As long as a person lives, you know, the gross body is maintained by that cord. It's an energetic, it's pure energy. By that energetic cord, when that cord rips, the gross body is finished. It's not anymore, I mean, body is matter. What makes a body alive is consciousness. Consciousness comes from the soul. As the sun is illuminating the universe, the sunshine, so in the same way Bhagavad Gita says, the body is illuminated with consciousness. And that's why I can feel. I'm not the body, but I can feel. Somebody hits you, or there's some itch I pointed out before. You can only know that there's an itch because the body, although you're not the body, is illuminated by consciousness. And so if I, as a living being, feel uncomfortable with this itch, I, the human being, the spiritual being, will try to touch this and scratch. But I'm not the body. So how do you do that? No, how do you scratch your head? My question, if you're not the body. You feel the sensation. Huh? Consciousness, yes, but the consciousness itself is not sufficient. It needs direction. Yantra Rutani Maya, the verse, Ishvara Sarva Bhutana, Pridisha Dunjisati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani. Yantra Brahmayan Sarva, that's not the verse. Ishvara Sarva Bhutani. Yeah, wait a minute, no more. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Pridisha Dunjisati. Brahmayan means moving. The body is moved by ultimately the super soul through its agents. Maya Prakina Prakriti, Suyatsuracham, material nature is under my control. So if you want to express this graphically, the super soul fulfills the desires. Nitya Nityanana. The soul wants to have this relieved. So the super soul calls the devas. who are actually moving everything. Hello, this is Krishna. Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Can you please move the body? He said, yes. And goes.
So,
without the super soul, the body cannot move. Everything moving, Prabhupada said when he left the body, everything moving and non-moving, there's nothing but Krishna. So even a moving operation is done by Krishna. You know, even the fan is electricity, and ultimately electricity is Krishna's energy. You see, everything is moved by Krishna. We are not the doer. We are not the doer. You know, we are just desiring. You tell a taxi driver, go to a narrow place. He drives. You are not the car. You're just a passenger. You utter your desire, narrow place. The driver will drive you there. Very simple. Man proposes, God disposes. You see? So we have to be very clear, as a super soul, without the super soul nobody can do anything, you can see anything, you can scratch yourself, you cannot digest, it's all the super soul. So God is completely we are integrated in God, practically speaking. And all our life is conducted by God, actually. Like he's a chariot driver of Arjuna, you know. The presence of God is so absolute that we, being relative living entities, cannot conceive of it. How everything is moving at every moment by Krishna's mercy.
So, Prabhuji,
Such a simple thing.
what I understood
Ask
that...
your friend in college, how do you scratch your head? He said, well, I can tell you. You can enter into a philosophical discussion like this with all kinds of people, and that's the idea of preaching. You have to attract people to Krishna consciousness with something they can follow, you know. These are, students are intelligent, they want to follow something intelligent, step by step. You bring them here, and then he's trapped in Krishna consciousness, you know.
So, Prabhuji, what I understood that during death, this super soul also goes away, along with the soul. You tell him. But during grieving...
Of course, wherever the soul is, there's a super soul.
And because our senses are all controlled by super soul through demigods.
Yes.
That is what keeping our gross body alive, even during dreaming state. I think so.
It's the consciousness. The consciousness, like the sun is illuminating the universe, and the same with the soul, is penetrating the body with consciousness. The consciousness is direct connected with the soul.
But that consciousness is coming from super soul? Because soul is going somewhere else.
Our consciousness. Every soul is conscious because we are part of the supreme conscious. God is conscious and we are conscious. We have the same quality in minute quantity. God is conscious about the whole universe. We are conscious just about this body. You don't know what's happening in his body. You don't know if he has pain or pleasure. You don't know. So we are conscious. We are the Lord of this body. Like Krishna is the Lord of the creation, we are the Lord of this body. We know something about what happens here. You can't pass, you have to go number one. You know it, the soul, and you go there, right?
Because we as a soul is going out of the body, then
Yes.
how the consciousness will remain in the body? Because soul consciousness comes from soul only.
So how consciousness is remaining within the gross body?
No, you don't. If you're in a dream, you're not conscious of the gross body lying in bed. You're not conscious of that body.
But if someone calls...
You're traveling. Prabhupada said, if you heard this very clearly, Prabhupada said, in a dream, the soul travels in a subtle body. Soul means super soul also, travels in the subtle body. Krishna is of course conscious of everything. Super soul is in every atom. Andantara Saparamanu Chandrastam. But the super soul that travels with the soul, you're generally not conscious of your body. You know? Like we had even a dream. If somebody comes and touches you in a dream, of your deep sleep. In deep sleep, you have no consciousness of the body. You're in swapna, it's called, in deep sleep.
But if someone creates a very loud sound, then immediately he becomes.
So somebody is sleeping and so subtle body is out of the body. Somebody creates loud sound. So immediately he wakes up. So how this happens?
Because senses are still active.
You're still connected. You're still connected to the body. If there's a shock to the body, you go quick, you go back. There's some connection there. If all of a sudden there's some hurt, people come back to the body very quickly, from 1 second to the other, if something happens to the body, because there's still some connection there. You know, still connected. You know, if you sleep and I come with an axe and cut your hand off, immediately you will be there. You jump up. Some disturbance, you jump up. There's still some connection there. But in generally, it is very low. You see, if I come close to you, he can see that already, right? If I touch him, he said, what you want? Right? So what you want from me? So if you sleep, you don't realize anything. But when I go, they say, oh, hold on a minute. Right? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Premananda Hari. Hari Hari Go.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,